right, welcome. Opening day of Oaklawn Park, right? The Smarty Jones Stakes. We've got great racing at Oaklawn, so we brought in a guy who knows Oaklawn like the back of his hand. Chase Sessoms. Almost called you Chase Summers there. Got off to a great note here. What can I say? I'm drinking a little Angel's Envy.
Very nice. Starting with the 1792 sweet wheat myself.
You know what, Chase? Let's do it right. Let's do a little cheers here, a little toast.
Well,
to Oaklawn, to winning.
All good things. I'm ready to come flying off the top ropes after that video introduction you gave me there.
I know. I try to give good intros. It's a point of pride for me. So just for people who haven't seen this show yet, which is everybody because brand new, we are going to be talking about racing. We're going to bounce around a little bit. We're going to do some live betting. And we're going to focus today on Oaklawn Park. We got great guests, right? We've got Jason Barkley, trainer, who's got a runner in the last at Oaklawn today. He's going to join us shortly. Dan Torgman of ABR, great dude. He's going to be with us. And Bree Mott from Stable Duel is going to join us at about 5:30, 5:45. So we have a great panel of people here. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to keep things loose, light, and hopefully we're going to make some money.
That's the idea. That is the
what the hell are you doing?
I'm stretching out. I'm keeping it loose, man. I'm trying to.
We're not doing calisthenics.
But I mean, you do you. What to tell you, bud? Come on.
Oh, I'm going to do me all right. I'm bringing out the big gold belt.
Oh, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
That's exactly right, brother. And let me tell you something. You're looking at the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated Clash for Cash champion right here.
Woo!
Okay? No one has ever beat this guy in a Clash for Cash. I embarrassed Dan Torgman in a Clash for Cash, okay? I have taken down all challengers. So, we're going to win. Let me start off with the pick 4 here at Oaklawn because it's coming up here in a couple of minutes, and you and I both have tickets for it. I'm going to post them up. There's yours, and I'm going to put mine as a ticker on the bottom here so everyone can see both of ours. We're pretty similar here. You went a little deeper in the first leg. Tell me why. Tell me what you saw in this first leg of the pick 4.
We haven't seen anything just absolutely crazy go down in the first races at Oaklawn so far. We've seen a lot of horses get home from the far outside posts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of unknowns with a lot of these maidens. I felt like it's one where if I want to get to my stronger opinions, which are going to be the next leg with the 4-5 and the single at Caddo River and the Smarty Jones, I want to ensure that I'm going to be live going into those. So I'm going to definitely try to not die in the first leg here. And then with the last leg, you honestly could almost single Froster Frippery. That's just a superior horse. Got a great post draw today. But crazy things happen in the last race at Oaklawn.
Tell me about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I cashed a single ticket at Oaklawn during the last meet. So we're hoping to start this one different. I did single Froster Frippery, which is really a tongue twister of a name, which I'm sure is not going to make our first guest very happy. Mr. Jason Barkley. Jason, thank you for joining us. Trainer, you've got a string at Oaklawn Park, so obviously you are familiar with it. And in fact, not only do you have a string at Oaklawn, but you have the 10 horse running in the last race, Take Charge Doro.
Yeah, I'm not getting any love from you guys there.
No, I'm sorry. I always wish positive things on our guests, but if I'm alive in the last leg of this, I hope you lose.
I mean,
I'll tell you what. In the finale last year in the marathon race, I had a lot of love for Take Charge Dioro. I managed to hit that at 19-1 to win, and I had the 10-cent superfecta for about $900. So retroactive, thank you for training up a good horse there.
Well, I didn't have him then. I claimed him 2 starts back. So we're going to try to win it again this year, though. That's the
just goal. Take the compliment, man. Just
take
it.
It's not my style.
Let me ask you, Jason, for people who are looking at their pick 4 tickets, they're putting them together, tell them why they should bet your horse.
Well, I think there's a lot of pace in that race. Froster Frippery is going to get a tracking trip, obviously. I think I think Flo could get buried on the rail if he sits in behind, and if he's a little too patient, he may get buried and then not be able to get out. It happened to him at Churchill in the starter, 2 races back, and then once he got him going, it was a little too late because that horse is a bit of a grinder. I actually know that horse. My dad trained Foster Frippery 2 years ago, and it's actually the reason he's eligible for these starters because he was the one that ran him for $5,000. So
thank you.
He's kind of a grinder. You're welcome. So he's kind of a bit of a grinder. So, I mean, my horse is a grinder as well. But I think if we sit back, make one run, and just try to grind them out, it's kind of the goal.
All right. I like it. Did you see anything here in the early part of this sequence, Jason, that you might like?
I thought Danny Pipes on the outside was live here. So far today, like you said earlier, horse has been closing down the middle of the track. This horse seems to be that type of horse. Seems to be a nice horse as well. I thought the 9 was live here. Brad's horse kind of going to get the similar trip, be closing late.
Now,
seems like we got a little bit of a tiring rail on that early speed, and I think you're right. The middle of the track is definitely a good part to be closing into. I'm gonna have to agree with you on the 11. That's by far my top pick here, and at these prices, I'm definitely gonna fire to win. And I was also looking at putting this 11 over the 3, 6, and 9 in an exacta. So it's nice having someone from the training perspective agree with me here.
Chase,
I've been watching the races all day, and it just seems to be you don't want to be on the lead. Turn for home, you just want to be at least, but you want to be making your move to the turn, which is probably what that horse should be doing.
Chase, let me ask you, because before we came on the air, you and I were talking a little bit about what you were seeing and how things were playing today. You really have been favoring the outside post here, right?
Yeah, I have. Especially in the 6 furlong races, it seems like, especially when you have full fields like today, once you get out double-digit number of horses, those outside 10 through 12 kind of posts usually do pretty well. I'm interested to see how the far outside does going into this mile race, because it might play a little bit different if we think back to the 8.5 furlong race that ran a little bit earlier today. That was a horse that got a clean kind of rail trip and then tipped out wide. So we'll see here. I feel like this 11 is going to be in pretty good stalking position. It's improved each time out, and it's coming off of just a big race at Churchill Downs last time. If it improves again or runs the same kind of race that it ran last time, I think it should have an easy time with this field.
Garth wants to know about the 8. Garth, I used the 8. I liked him here. Anti-gravity. I thought the horse was live. They are loading into the gate now for the start of this pick 4. Chase, good luck, brother. I'm alive in the pick 5 here. I went pretty skinny. So hopefully we can get this thing home. They are all in. And then I should ask, Chase, how are you watching this race? What are you watching on TV or stream?
On stream.
Okay, great. Because whenever we do these and I watch them with people on a stream, I'm like 20 seconds ahead of them.
Gotcha.
Which always makes for interesting viewing for people on the internet, but not so much for the people that we're doing the stream with.
Yeah, it's rough.
Don't love that.
Rough knowing that your ticket blows up ahead of time before you've seen the race run.
Sucks. All right, they are off. All right, good beginning.
Safa's Day got a great break.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer the even money shot doesn't win. That's going to make things tricky for me.
There's someone holding the ticket for this 117-1 shot, just saying to himself, "Get brave, get brave."
I don't think that's going to happen with the way the rest of this field's looking. Look at this 3 slipping up the rail. Tom Amos's horse. I like that. I'll take 6-1 here. Yeah, I think the 117-1 shot's dead. 75-1 though. The 4 is in the mix for the moment.
11 is winding up. This horse looks loaded.
Yeah, the 8 might have something. I don't know. The 8 might have something. We'll see. Yeah, the 11 is making a big move. He's got a lot of ground to cover, though. These 3 up front have put some distance between themselves. Ooh, but you're right. This 11 is coming as they hit the turn. I don't know. He's got a lot of work to do. This is gonna be a hell of a finish here. We got 3 across the track. None of them are giving an inch. This is great. Come on with this 3. Fight back. Come on. Come on. Ooh, that's close. I think it was the 7. I think it was the even money shot.
We got a kind of a weird angle into the finish. I thought 3 might have even gotten the head down. I'm not sure there.
I don't know. I mean, the angle I saw, I thought it was the 7. Jason, what do you think?
It was too tight. They're showing a replay here. Middle.
Yeah, I think it's the 7 in the middle.
Sorry.
Damn it. Come on, man. I had a 10-1 horse in the first leg that got bet down to the 2-1 favorite, and now I'm going to catch even money here. It's ridiculous.
I feel like that's time for a sanity pick 3 where you go around Caddo River just so you.
No. Jason, Chase, you're going to learn about me. I am very superstitious with my gambling. I can't bet against myself. I don't hedge. I don't do it. I'm all in. This is it. I got a bet. I'm riding it.
I like it.
Sometimes the best bet is the bet you make on yourself.
Ooh, I thought you were going to go with the bet you don't make, but I like that one better.
My best bet's usually my last bet. That's what I always do.
All right, so that is the 6th race at Oaklawn. I mean, I think it's the 7. I know they're putting up it's a photo, but I don't see how it's anyone but the 7 there. Let's bounce around a little bit, guys. Let's have a little fun here. We've got 5 minutes to post to the 2nd race at Golden Gate. It's fun having Golden Gate back in the mix, right? Like, I don't know. It's a little bit of a different track. You know, you got the synthetic out there, but you do have some good trainers. Jonathan Wong out there. Tamayo. When you look at this race, the 2nd race at Golden Gate, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the synthetic, $6,300 claimer. It's hard for me to bet against the Jonathan Wong horse in a race like this. The 5 Trumpum is taking a drop down from 13,000 here to this level. Was a winner 2 back at the $13,000 level. I don't know. It's hard for me to go against his horses at this racetrack.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, I'm scrambling over here. Is the 1 still in this race?
At Golden Gate, yes,
Yeah.
They're all in. All 6 of them.
I'll take the 1 on the turn back.
Yeah, I'm going to say this 1 sits off of a fairly hot pace. If I were to put together a little exacta play, I might key 1 over 3-6.
And it is unofficial, but they've posted the results at Oaklawn. It's 7-3-9. Unfortunately.
I'm sorry, I did that to us when I went super wide in the first leg of our pick 4 here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll blame you any chance I get. So, that's just good for me.
It's always nice to start off a partnership with a good beef like this. I've found
it sure is. It sure is, my friend. Listen, if nothing else, it gives me an excuse, right? I don't have to blame myself. I can blame you.
Bingo.
As long as you're not blaming me.
Oh, look at this. Danny's in here, and Danny says, Jason, you know some good barbecue. When you're at Oaklawn, Jason, where are you going to eat? What are the top spots? Give them to me.
So my top spots are probably not the top spots, but Back Porch Grill is a nice place, about 10 minutes down the road. I train for the guy that owns the place. Steaks are, it's like a open fire, grill. He's there grilling every night. Stubby's Barbecue right across the street is solid. I mean, you eat there, you better not have anything to do the rest of the night because you're just going to feel like you want to just veg out on the couch. And those are my 2 top spots. I'll probably hit those once every couple of weeks.
Bonus points for not going straight to McLard's there. I like your style.
Oh yeah. It's a little further away, but it is good. It is definitely good.
All right, so Chase, obviously you're in Arkansas.
Freeze up there?
Yeah, I did. When you're at the racetrack, what are you eating at the track at Oaklawn?
Oh, the corned beef sandwich, horseradish. I mean, the sandwich we're talking is like, yeah, I feel like yay thick. They don't skimp on the. It's just classic. I usually start off the day with the Bloody Mary that ends up in my beard, and then several minutes later ends up on my shirt as it migrates through the beard hair down to the cloth. Bloody Mary, Woodford to take the edge off, and then a corned beef sandwich to sop it all up later with a ton of horseradish.
I enjoy everything you just said. Let me tell you, I'm not a huge Bloody Mary guy, but I was at Tampa Bay Downs a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and someone said that the bartender makes a great Bloody Mary, makes his own mix back there. And I don't like a Bloody Mary that tastes like tomato juice. You know, I'm not a big tomato juice guy. I like to have some kick to it. And this guy made a great mix, man. It was probably the best Bloody Mary I ever had at a racetrack. Period.
What was so different? Was it just heavy and Worcestershire?
It had spice to it. He used real horseradish in it. That's what made me think of it when you talk about the horseradish. I love something with some heat. You know, you gotta feel alive when you're eating and drinking. You know.
I would guess a man who can rock a jacket like that and has the facial hair of a prince of Florida, I'll say, that's a man who loves bold flavors. So I can believe it.
Damn right. So Jason, now you're at Oaklawn right now. Where else do you have strings? Where else are you running these days?
So I've got a string in Kentucky to run at Turfway. This is the first year that I've split. We've gotten more clientele over the past few years. So we decided to leave a string there. We won one last night. We've got another one in tonight.
I like it.
6. So, it's kind of a new experiment for us, but we've already won 2 this year up there. So it's kind of nice to have that spot, especially coming here where we don't have a turf course. So, if you have anything that's not a dirt horse, you got to find somewhere to go for them. So it's good to have Turfway as that option for us.
Brother, Turfway has been a bear to bet this meet. I mean, Jesus, sometimes it feels like you're just pulling names out of a hat.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think up there to me, the angles are bet the cutback horses going in the sprints, bet any horse that's had a start over the track. And if you get a look at them on track, horses that are physically large seem to be running well compared to horses that are smaller in stature. So.
Yeah. They're off at Golden Gate, by the way. That's true. I think I bet a horse there. What was his name? It was the humongous one.
Yeah.
The humongous one. Yeah. And he was humongous. That horse was gigantic.
Yeah. I think he ran last night again.
Ooh, I had him when he finally got the win. Yeah, I think his second start at Turfway.
Yeah.
All right. We're off here at Golden Gate. The Wong horse, the 5, is the one that I bet. Of course, I bet him at 4-1. He's down to 9-5 now. That seems to be the trend for the day.
Had a hot opening quarter.
Hit on the one's got a ton back there.
Come on, that one's dead as a doornail.
I might be a little behind you guys.
Come on, it's 5. Come on. Come on, straighten him out and go. Go. Come on, man.
Ooh.
Come on, run this 3 down already. Oh,
what did the 5 and Chandeliers have in common?
Yeah,
both
they
can
both
be found hanging.
Listen to you, making jokes when I'm losing races. And you're off to a hot start. You may be out of this stream before Jason.
Well, I've got work to do.
So, Jason, what else you got coming up at Oaklawn? You got anything else running soon?
We've got 2. I've got one in tomorrow, one on the also tomorrow. Horse Easy Shot tomorrow. We claimed for 50 at Churchill. We're cutting him back. We've gelded him. We've done a lot of work on him just to try to line him out. He had a tough year last year. He actually ran here in one of the Derby preps as a 3-year-old as a Calumet horse. So I think he'll run a good race tomorrow. It's always tough to tell off the layoff, but he has been training well. And I have a firster on the AE who we're pretty high on named Cronus. He's a Constitution.
Right.
I paid 175 for. He's pretty nice, but again, it's a first-time starter. It's Oaklawn. There's a lot of variables that go into that, but he's kind of checked all the boxes for us so far, and I think he's probably one of the better horses I trained in my 4 years. So we'll see what happens if he were to get in tomorrow. If not, we'll line him up in the next maiden special weight and go from there.
You know, with Cronus, I'm seeing something that I absolutely love before someone runs a first timer out there is I love that gate work tune up on January 11th, especially with that distance at 5 furlongs. I'll be keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah, I've kind of I worked under Wesley Ward for a year, and you kind of learn the way to get them ready early in the year, but then kind of as they progress, you kind of have to figure out ways to get them ready as they get past that 2-year-old going 4.5, 5 furlongs. And I just try to take pieces from everybody, that I watch. And handicapping, I think, has helped me with that because I do handicap, not every day, but a lot. And I watch guys like Asmussen and Brad and how they get their horses ready and kind of just that pattern that they have on paper. And then obviously you can't match it to a T because you don't see the actual work, but you can kind of get a game plan to kind of build your basis off of, and then you just kind of put your own spin on it. And that's kind of how I tried to tackle Cronus. It's kind of like it kind of fits the Steve mold a little bit. Obviously not to a T, and he's done it with a lot of nice horses, so hopefully it pans out for us.
You're in the backside. You're there. You're working every day. And I'm curious to get your perspective on this. Like, who are the trainers back there that are like your best friends? Who are the guys you're closest with?
So I'm really good friends. Like, I grew up kind of on this circuit, not necessarily at Oaklawn, but I used to go to Prairie Meadows in the summer. So I'm really close with the Von Hemmels. I like Kelly's son, Kelby. He's my blacksmith. We live together down here. Like, we've been friends for almost 20 years now. So, guys, Kelly and Donnie, Donnie K, and Don Vaughn, he's still kicking around with his string. I think he has about 10 down here. So, we, pile around each day. And then, like, me and Diodoro, we kind of rib each other, just kind of have fun, nothing aggressive, just some playful banter at the rail and, things like that. But, those are kind of where I stick. There's not a lot of young guys here. In Kentucky, me and Matt Shire are pretty good friends, and we hang out, a lot, and just kind of bounce ideas off each other because we are young and we're trying to grow it, and it's a different beast to tackle when you have a bunch of guys who are 20, 30, even 40 years older than you out here. So you don't really have you don't have that common goal. They're kind of there. And they're training, they're kind of established. And when you're growing, you're just trying to figure out what's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I got to think the young trainers, social mixers got to be a pretty lightly attended event normally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jason, I actually have a few friends who have owned pieces of a couple of Franklin Ave horses that I was told not that long ago that you are a pretty talented handicapper yourself. So I'm excited to definitely pick your brain. Yeah, I think they had a piece of Dom the Bomb before Dom the Bomb got claimed.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad deal. Like, we bought him, out of California, trying to just get a horse here that was quick that we could, win some starters with, and it just never really panned out. He just didn't really take to the dirt, unfortunately. So we're just we kind of lost out there, but they're not all going to be winners, and you just kind of have to hope for the best. But like, I'm pretty active in claiming, and I think having a handicapping background really does help with the claiming because you find the horses that win the right races, and you can kind of fit them into that spot. Now,
Jason, do you guys on the backstretch, do you pass tips around each other? You let them know when you got a live one?
No, not really. It's kind of keep it close to the vest, and maybe you can put your buddies if you really like one. But if you start telling too many people, your odds go from 20 to 1 to 5 to 1.
So all right, so that brings up an interesting point. Like, when you don't have a horse running, you have one running today. Right. How much are you betting on the rest of this card? Like, are you betting on it, or are you just kind of sitting around watching?
I'm just kind of sitting around watching. I'll pick my spots when I want to play something. I don't like to play all day, every day. It's kind of it gets to be too much of a grind, and if you can't focus all your attention on it, I think that's where you end up losing out. Like that's kind of where you make your money is if you're going to do it, you have to do it all the way or you have to pick your spot. You can't be like halfway.
Yeah, well, I expect you to let me know when you have a live one.
Absolutely.
I completely agree that if you are trying to do the everyday kind of grind it out thing that you've really got, you have to put your focus into it. And that's why I practice track monogamy. This ring, actually, I'm currently wed to Oaklawn Park until the first weekend of May. It's I have one sweet lady right now. It's Oaklawn Park. I hope my wife did not hear that through the wall.
That's not natural. We're not meant to be tied to one racetrack. That's not natural.
Track monogamy, it's the way to go. Listen, everyone, it's 2020. People are living these free lifestyles. I'm telling you, track monogamy.
No, you got to get out there and spread your money around to all the different tracks. You need to sample them. They're all beautiful in their own way.
We appreciate you supporting our purses at Oaklawn Park.
All right, Jason, thanks for joining us, brother. Really appreciate it. Hopefully we can get you back soon. And best of luck today in the last.
For sure, guys. Thanks. Good luck in your pick fours that are going to be pretty chalky. And I'll try to let you down the line.
Thanks, brother.
All right. See you guys.
All right, that was Jason Barkley, trainer at Oaklawn Park. Right now, you heard him. He said he's got some horses going at Turfway as well. Appreciate him taking the time here to be with us. But, Chase, we got to get back to business here, okay? And we have more racing at Oaklawn, as you mentioned. You know, there's pick 3 opportunities. There's going to be late double opportunities. We've got 3 races left. The 7th is 12 minutes away. I think you and I are on the same page here in this one, in that we're both looking at the 4 and the 5 here as the top 2 choices. If you were going anywhere else in this one, where are you looking?
Ooh, let's see. KJ's Nobility, except I don't like the rail draw here. Was also interested in the 7. Mucho. Mucho seemed like another playable horse. I really think that I honestly like this 5 Tough Love a lot more than I like Engage. I think Engage is taking a lot of money solely based on back class here.
Okay. I think, well, I don't think. I do agree with you that Engage is definitely taking money off of what he's done, you know, a while ago. If you look back at Engage, I mean, he hasn't won a race since October 4th of 2019, which was the Phoenix at Keeneland. And since then, he's only run 3 times. So he had a pretty substantial layoff. And even now, I mean, this is, 10 weeks, 9-10 weeks since his last run, which was a 5th place finish in the Lafayette at Keeneland, although it was a close 5th. I mean, he was only 5th by 2 1/4. So, there's definitely something there. But I'm with you. I think that the 5 Tough Love is a horse that's trending in the right direction, right?
Yeah, I mean, you had a big effort at Keeneland on October 3rd, and then you kind of see just like a little bit of a dip into its last race at Churchill Downs on the 26th of November. Yep. And I really think that's a horse that's in need of a layoff. Showed up to Oaklawn, hit the local track. We're not looking at just like gym class hero workouts, but we are looking at some just good, consistent, workman style workouts at Oaklawn over the local track. So I haven't been impressed with Asmussen's runners as of late. That 7 in the last race really battled. Good for it. Whatever. But I'm excited about Tough Love, especially with this drop in class here.
I'm with you with Steve's horses too. And, I like Steve Asmussen. Obviously, he's a great trainer. But even at Lone Star Park, where he's usually as good as it gets, he struggled a little more than usual to open that meet there. And I'm just wondering if that translates here to Oaklawn Park as well to start things off.
Well, the traditional pattern is really that Asmussen tends to start a little bit cold and doesn't really get heated up until maybe a horse's second spin around the local track. But him and Diodora, I think I'm kind of sidestepping away from to start off this meet.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Diodoro's been in the same boat as Steve in terms of being a little bit slow to start. And certainly you could say that back for the Saratoga meet. I know Diodoro sent a bunch of horses there and really had a tough time. But again, you're talking about trainers that are excellent at what they do, and they're going to right the ship at some point, right? I mean, these guys are going to find more winners than most.
Absolutely. I mean, and especially in Asmussen's case, you're not only dealing with a excellent trainer, but you're dealing with an excellent trainer who gets excellent horses, excellent bloodstock, has, just superstars in his barn. I mean, just look at what he did at Saratoga this summer with, I feel like he falls out of bed and just, can't help but step over 5, 6, 7, just, class A 6 furlong sprinters.
Ooh. All right. So before we get to the next race, Chase, tell people a little bit about yourself, man. Where do you come from? How'd you get into this racket? What's your deal?
Well, I'm North Little Rock, Arkansas, born and bred. I got my BA in hustling from the School of Hard Knocks with a minor in French Lit. I'm a
French Lit.
Yeah, I mean,
who's your favorite French author?
Listen, if hustling and Voltaire don't go together, I don't know what does. Yeah, I got into the horses, actually not that long ago, about 6 years ago. My mom wanted to go to Oaklawn for her 60th birthday. I'm super ADHD and friggin' love puzzles. So I knew that if I went and just was throwing money through the window with no rhyme or reason, I was going to lose sleep for several nights. So I just started trying to learn everything I can. I went into that trip telling my parents, listen, I figured it out. We're going to make thousands of dollars. This isn't a big deal. I got it. Just let me bet for all of us. Paid $19 as a group, so I'm counting it as a win. But and husband, I've got 2 little girls that absolutely have me wrapped around their little finger. The Mad Dog and the June Bug.
I still can't get past the French Lit bit. Every time I hear Voltaire mentioned, I just think of the Jimmy Buffett song "Cuban Crime of Passion" about Billy Voltaire.
I was raised in Margaritaville by my father, and I've been trying to leave Margaritaville since I was about 5 years old. But I'll tell you what, I got a soft spot for the Banana Wind album. Come on, Treetop Flyer, that's a track.
Brother,
right there.
Jimmy Buffett's just good time music. You just feel good when you listen to it.
I have this theory that if Jimmy Buffett ever goes onto life support, someone find Kenny Chesney and keep him in a secure room because he's going to try to pull the plug and take over the Buffett empire.
Yeah, he probably will. And I've long said this while we're talking about Jimmy Buffett on a horse racing stream. If there was anyone's life I could live, I think it's his. That's a dude who's made a living off of just singing silly stuff, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy. He's lived a very relaxed life. And by the way, he's made a fortune licensing his name to everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are literally down here in Florida now housing developments called Margaritaville where they sell Margaritaville houses. The man, brilliant.
On a business trip to Tulsa a few years ago, I managed to stay in the finest Margaritaville themed casino owned by the Muskogee Nation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Intertwine those little tracks right there.
Margaritaville and the Muskogee Nation. What's better than that?
Peanut butter and jelly, peas and carrots right there.
You could have a margarita, smoke some peyote, and have yourself a day.
Take a little Vision Quest, hit the $20 slots.
Well, you mentioned slots, so let me ask you this. Obviously we both bet the horses a lot. What else do you like to gamble on? You gamble on sports, casinos, buying scratch-off tickets left and right? What are you doing? Stroking his beard. That's what he's doing. Oh, boy. The bearded one's frozen. God help us. All right. Well, we'll get Chase back in a minute when he's done combing the horseradish sauce out of his beard. So, Oaklawn Park. We have the 7th race coming up in just 4 minutes. I'm alive here to the 4 and the 5. I just think the more you look at it, that they are the class of this race. Chase is right. Obviously, there's some back class preference being given to to engage. But I don't think that you can disqualify him for that. I mean, this is a horse that has won some big races in his career. He's been in a little bit of a slump of late, but we talked about how good Asmussen is, especially at a track like Oaklawn. He's very good. He's got his preferred rider, Ricardo Santana, aboard. So I think you have to use him. But when you're looking at this race, I think that, Tough Love is a horse just trending in the right direction, right? He's shown really solid races going back to February of 2020, including at Oaklawn for that race. And he's coming off this little freshening, and I think that it puts him in a very good spot to get a win here. So, we'll see what he ultimately goes off at. He's 6-1 right now, which I would love, because the chalk is killing me in these races to start out. It's been unbelievable. I mean, as well. So hopefully we can get him home. Chase will be back momentarily. His internet connection died on him. So he should be back in soon. And in about 20 minutes, we're going to have Dan Torgman join us from America's Best Racing. Good friend, great handicapper, and a guy who comes on with some unbelievable long shots every now and then. I still will always remember Dan beating Maximum Security, the disqualification, all that. I mean, whatever, it is what it is, but the horse still won, still paid, right? At 60-something to 1. And Danny had that one. Of course, the flip side to Danny is he also, loves some horses that just have no business being on a racetrack, and will just bet them over and over and over. He knows exactly which one I'm talking about. So he'll be with us soon. Chase will be back with us. But we're going to bounce around. We're going to cover all sorts of different stuff. And
Ciao.
Here's Voltaire himself.
The world just took the Wi-Fi with it. My Lord.
All right, so you're back. I was asking, what do you bet? I mean, are you sitting there like scratching scratch offs all day? You betting on football? You going to the casino? What are you doing?
I mainly stick to horses, though. I do, since we have sports betting in Arkansas now, I do kind of like to peek through and see if I can find a good soft line, especially when it comes to Arkansas football or just SEC football in general. I think the last sports bet I had was I had Notre Dame to cover in the national
come on,
in the playoff game. My wife's Notre Dame grad. I know that team. And then, especially, come on, Alabama does not just blow them away in the semifinal. They save it for the home stretch in the final there. So yeah, I like to keep an eye on those. Last year I kind of fooled around with a few NBA games, doing NBA parlays, but I like to stick with just kind of the money line there. Since I'm not as versed with NBA basketball and their point spreads.
Nobody is. The NBA, it's brutal to bet. I have been doing well with it this year because it's a weird year. The schedule's playing a little different. But I love to bet hockey. Love betting the NHL. I think you get a lot of value there. So far on this young 2021 season, 17-8 to start the year on the ice. So
looky there.
We've been hot.
Oh, looks like we're loading into the gate at Oaklawn.
Oh, shit. Whoops. Shouldn't say that.
So I took the horse we both like, Tough Love, over over the 4 Engage and 7 Mucho in this race.
What'd you play? You played an exacta or a try?
The exacta.
Okay, I thought you were going to get bold and play an ice cold try.
I get bold, but rarely go ice cold on tries. I will go ice cold on exactas though.
Well, but sometimes you got to throw like a $5 cold super out there.
Whew. I like the room temp super personally.
All right, so we're off to an interesting start here. Tough Love trailing the field. Relatively compact field, though, so, I mean, I'm not super concerned at this point. Quarter and 22-1.
So pretty honest pace, and we've got Tough Love winding up on
he's
looks
moving
like the
now.
Best part of the track.
Wow. Yeah, he's making his move here. Engage looks like he's still getting a pretty easy trip here on the rail if he's going to have room. I don't know about this 5, brother.
Oh, here he goes. Here he comes.
Maybe they're all right there. This is anyone's race right now. Got a 43-1 shot in front. The 5 ain't getting there. We're going to need Engage to do something, and I don't think he's got it. We'll see.
There is Mucho.
Trying to slip through. Is it going to be Mucho? Engage trying to make one more run. Mucho. All right, so we are dead. That's awesome. My guy Bruce. Bruce, glad you're watching. Met Bruce with Dan at Keeneland a couple of years ago. Great dude. Lives up in Canada. Everyone, Chase, you don't know me that well yet. We'll get there, but I love Canada. It's my favorite place. Toronto and Calgary, 2 of my favorite cities. The Canadian people, they're just spectacular. Spectacular people.
You know, I had a Canadian friend tell me recently that what they call Louisiana, and I think it's fantastic, which is sweaty Quebec. And I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that's about right. Quebec with humidity.
That makes some sense, I guess. It's a little different version of French, but, I guess. You guys don't try to secede every few years either.
Oh, man. Why'd you make me tell you horses that I liked other than my horse? Because that was Mucho was the one.
For that exact reason.
Oh, man.
Now you get to feel bad, too. Enjoy it. All right, listen, we've got people in here. I want this to be interactive. We're not going to just sit here and talk at you all day. Someone throw a race out at us, and let's give you a quick handicap. Let's do another race. Someone throw one at me. Come on, let's do it. Leave a comment. Tell me a track, a race. We're going to break it down. I like doing this on the fly. There are times, Chase, you can look at the form. You can look at the numbers. You can do all that. And then there are some times when nothing's working. I just like to look at them in the paddock and go and try to find the sexiest horse. You know what I mean? Sometimes you watch them walking around and you're like, God damn, I can't take my eyes off that horse. That's a sexy horse. That's a horse ready to win. It's the Deion Sanders corollary, right? Look good, feel good, play good.
Yeah. I like Sir Mix a lot when it comes to my sprinters, like horses with big old butts, personally. Horses that are dragging that wagon.
To the music. I wish we had rights to the music. Somebody wants us to break down the last at Gulfstream. That is the 10th. Let's take a look at it. We got 30 minutes to post, but let's take a look at it while we're sitting here. Okay, yeah, I actually have looked at this race today a couple of times. Your morning line favorite, a tepid 3-1 choice, is the 4 Winnipeg Wonder with Edgar Zayas aboard. As much as I was just telling you how much I love Canada, obviously the horse named Winnipeg Wonder. I don't know that I love Winnipeg Wonder in this race. This is a horse that has run at this level. Last time out, finished 5th. Is cutting back from 7.5 down to the 5 furlongs today. I don't know. I don't love it. I'm looking here for a little bit more of a price. I'm looking at the 3 Sassy Cat with Luca Panici aboard. This is a horse taking another cut back in distance. I think she needs the cut back in distance, to be honest. And the other one I'm looking at is the 7 Mia Solo Mia. this horse has run all over the place at different classes, right? Like she's jumped around a lot, but I do think that this is a good spot for her. Luis Saez sticks after the last race, so I'm looking at the 3 and the 7 in the 10th at Gulfstream.
Do you have your Hurt Locker gear ready? Because I'm about to throw some bombas at you here. And
I'll kick your ass if you're right.
I am interested, and this one isn't necessarily a bomb, but a nice little short price. K's running free, the 5, and then I'm also going to consider St. Louis Arch at 20-1, and Princess Meridia at 12-1. It's a 5 furlong race. You never know; they could just absolutely get out there and burn it up on the front end.
Hold on. So your way of handicapping is you never know. What the hell is that?
No, I think that there's a good amount of speed.
You never know.
I think there's a good amount of speed. I think there are 3 horses that I just named that should be sitting off that pace and be trying to close into that heavy speed, into that speed. With closers, though, you never really do know because it so much depends on it. If they get a clean trip, you can have the best horse in the race. It just doesn't have the path.
Listen, if I'm not betting the 5 and I'm not, that's probably your winner because the 2 guys who screw me the hardest, the most, are Saffie Joseph and Tyler Gaffleone. When I have them, they don't win. When I don't have them, they do win. So, I mean, the odds are you're probably right there, but I'm still not going to bet it.
I have just that I often feel like man buns cost horses 1 to 2 lengths. So that's why I'm a little wary of Saffie horses.
Listen, you can't first of all, nothing personal against Saffie, right? But he's from what? Barbados?
Yeah.
A guy from Barbados with a man bun? Like, what the hell are we talking about here? What are we doing?
He's always.
This is a noble sport. This is the sport of kings, and we've got a Barbadian with a man bun.
We keep it high and tight. He's always struck me as the guy on your cruise excursion when you go maybe on like a snorkel trip, who not so subtly hints to you that he knows where to find some Molly or a little bit of wacky tobacco for it. Well, unsolicited. You don't even ask.
You almost tricked me into saying something I shouldn't say about him, but I didn't. Credit to me. I didn't do it. I didn't take the bait. Let's bring in Dan Torgman. Daniel Aloysius Torgman with us for the first time. You see what he did there? He tried, Danny. He tried to get me to step right in it.
I am thoroughly enjoying myself. Guys, this show is awesome. I've been cracking up. Really, the monogamy with the one track. I mean, that as soon as you said that, everything kind of went off the rails from there, especially with your wife listening on the other side of the wall. Beautiful. Just well played. Well played.
Little do you and maybe Chase know that he's sleeping in that garage tonight.
Yeah. Side note, that's probably what happened to the Wi-Fi there for a minute.
Oh my. She pulled pulled out that router. Guys, I got some uplighting for you. I'm just unveiling this. I got your colors here.
Ooh.
This is just for you. I just got these lights. I'm drinking a beer that's got some red, white, and blue in it too.
What do we got there?
I brought out a brand new bottle just for this.
Ooh, that's good. Am I the only one not drinking bourbon, whiskey?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We're not screwing around here, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in it for the long haul here. I'm just trying to get through the next hour. Neon God is what this is called.
Let me ask you a question, because I see you on Instagram all the time posting these portrait mode photos of beer cans and bottles and beer with corks in them. Where the hell do you get this stuff? Where are you going?
It's an app I discovered. So that's
buying fancy beer on an app. Wow, you couldn't be more Brooklyn if you tried.
I'm in Queens now. So.
Ooh.
No, so it's exactly it's pandemic related. I was here, I was home, and I was just drinking. Like, we were ordering bottles of liquor. We're drinking liquor every night, and then we were just like oh, it's just too much. We're gonna kill ourselves. We can't do this. So it's like, I need beer. Like, I haven't had beer in a long time, Shirley Temple. And a friend of mine, Victoria Garofalo, you might know her, Blackjack. Do you know Victoria?
Yep.
So she's awesome. She used to work with ABR. She's like, you got to try this app called Tavour, Tavour. I wish I was like a brand ambassador for them, because I'm sure I've sort of funneled tens of thousands of dollars to them at this point. Not only my money, but everybody who asks. And they've got all this beer from all over the place. This is a brewery. Like, I'm actually buying hats from their breweries that they have on there now.
What are you doing?
Dude, Look how cool this is. Drecker from North Dakota. How cool is that? So yeah, I was never a beer guy, but the app kind of tells you a story about each beer. This one, I wish I remember. Let me see, where's this from? Wilmington, North Carolina. So it's beers from all over the country that you can't find at the grocery store. You get them on this thing.
Wow. I mean, yeah, down here in Florida, we have Total Wines, so they've got like every beer known to man.
Maybe you have it then. Yeah.
But you in the People's Republic of New York, you don't have things like that. So.
Yeah, no, we've got. I mean, and the thing is, like, I've been mostly so. I've actually haven't said this publicly yet, but I got COVID last month, and it's crazy because I was taking every precaution. I wasn't leaving. I was getting my beer on an app. I wasn't even going out to get my beer, and then of course, the one time I went out, I got it. So don't get it if you're watching. It's not good, I'm pretty grateful that we've kind of mostly made it through. My dad, Max, everybody knows Max. People follow along. Max,
right.
He's got his own persona with ABR. He got it too. He got a lot worse than I did, but he's also on the up and up. So anyway, stay home. If you do go out, wear your mask, and when you're home, drink beer.
I mean, I'm going to say to drink Angel's Envy.
Or drink Angel's Envy. What were you drinking down there, Chase?
I've got the 1792 Sweet Wheat.
Nice.
Got it for Christmas this year.
Nice.
In a previous worked in the liquor industry, so I'm just now getting used to paying for alcohol again. This is foreign to me, but I'll tell you, I had a killer Christmas. In order, the first like 3 things I unwrapped were cheese and sausage, whiskey, and a gift certificate to a butcher shop.
Ooh. You know what? That's funny. My sister sent me one of those butcher boxes. Some of the best steaks I've ever had. And no free ads here, butcher box.
Yeah, pay up, butcher box.
You can tell
contact me directly, not Dan. Me directly.
So we got a few things in chat about some questions about who do we take if we're not all on Caddo River here.
Oh, I thought you meant this question. Not really a question, but
so someone asked, if we're not looking at Caddo River, who are we looking at? And someone actually mentioned another horse that I think you might want to consider, especially with how this track is playing. And that's Lawlessness. They bring up some interesting points, especially, Ingrid Mason, typically hot at the beginning of the Oaklawn meet, especially with Muddy Waters Stables horses. You got David Cohen on this one. Yeah. And I've noticed today a couple times that David Cohen is, made a jump to Ingrid Mason horses, even when, Robertine has an entry. So I have to agree. I do like Lawlessness quite a bit. I still think Caddo River crushes, though.
Danny, let me ask you, what do you think about the one here? Martini Blue Shipper from Hawthorne. One race under his belt, right? $22,000 maiden special. Won it pretty easily. And then they bring him here for this race. What do you think about the one? Any interest?
I do like the one. I actually tweeted out a little while ago. I've got a Colt Super for anybody who tuned in. So if we've noticed any big spike in viewership, which I haven't, it's because of that. So I've guaranteed a Colt Super. Yeah, look, I agree. Like Chase said, Caddo River is going to be tough. But I actually did land on Lawlessness, and I can make more of a case for Lawlessness in a moment. But Martini Blues, another one was interesting, was like a little green, a little erratic in the stretch on debut last out, but won with ease. I think it was visually impressive. There's no telling, though, like what was in that race. So, like, I have no idea what that horse beat. It could have been, a bunch of horses who were just not very good. But I think the fact that he's drawn the rail, he's got early speed, that should help. These mile races, and you guys have seen some of this already, when they come off the turn, the finish line's right there. Like, there's no time to make up ground from the back. So you've got to be near the front. And I think you got to be within a few lengths, if not on the lead, coming off the turn for home. And I think Martini Blue is one of the ones that are logical, at least, to stay close to Caddo River. That's why I like him in the mix. I don't know if he's good enough, but I think he'll be within range of Caddo River. A stat, Mac Robertson, by the way, has only gone into stakes company 8 times over the past 5 years with the horse making their second start off the maiden win. Of those 8 starters, 7 of them have hit the board. and 3 of them have won. So he's not going to just take any horse and put the horse into a stakes race unless he thinks they've got a shot. This horse, I have a hard time seeing the horse not hitting the board. So I would definitely include the horse in your combinations. Caddo River is probably going to be just a beast. You're getting 12-1 right now in Martini Blue. A little light when you consider that, like, Lawlessness, for example, is 51-1 right now. Which, again, I mean, I think we'll see some movement there. I think you'll see some of those. You'll see Lawlessness come down a little bit, but you still might get 30-1, 35-1 on Lawlessness, which I think is good value. This is another one. I mean, you look at the horse on paper, some of the races don't look great. That last race was super wide, was wide all the way around, came off the turn wide, stayed wide, was on the wrong lead. And then finally, when he switched leads, he was running really well. So I don't know. I think Lawlessness is my play. I'm basically Caddo River over Lawlessness and Martini Blue. And then, underneath that, you could go a couple different ways. My super is, it's not technically cold. It's 7-2-1 all. That's how I'd play this race.
7-2-1 all. Okay. All right. So we've talked a lot about Caddo River, now Martini Blue, Lawlessness. Nobody likes Cowan here?
You want me to go?
One of you talk?
I really don't. I feel like Cowan. I mean, I do feel like Cowan probably gets the kind of setup that Cowan needs. However, I mean, I'm looking back at the Springboard Mile, and just from watching that evening of races, that was really a night that catered to closing horses. Even with the horse that won that Springboard Mile race, so even with that sort of setup, couldn't get the job done. These horses, they're going to be moving quick. They're going to be moving really quick. Caddo River has what I really regard as the Kentucky Derby style, the style that wins those races, which is the high cruising speed that can get out there and run on the front end fast for an extended period of time. Really just kind of the Brad Cox special. We're going to see one tomorrow in the Pegasus with Knicks Go. So
we'll get to
keep
that.
Him.
Fair. But I do see that one kind of maybe, closing into it. Also, I mean, someone is going to have to go with Caddo River, or they're all just going to sit there and watch Caddo River get smaller. Yeah, as he runs away from him. So if someone gets out there and tries to jump on the grenade, maybe heats it up a little bit too much on the front end, then Cowan could get there. But I would much rather try to maybe take a price with Big Thorn as a horse that will close in underneath over Cowan. If I'm playing this race, I'm probably going to try to go ahead and key Caddo River on top, but I'm going to try to take these longer prices in the exacta that I really like with Lawlessness and Moonlight Strike. And then I'll probably go back over that with a trifecta key in Caddo River over Lawlessness, Cowan, Moonlight Strike. And then maybe do just like a trifecta sandwich Caddo River in second.
Jesus, man. Anything you're not betting? Christ.
Listen, man, it's
the Smarty Jones.
It's the
I like
Voltaire.
By the way, hold on one second. I brought this out just for you, Chase. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? It's my favorite author right here.
Wow.
I got dark in a hurry, but when I heard it, I was like, I got to bring this out. I mean, who else can I talk to this about?
I've been fond of saying in promoting this stream that you never know what's going to happen, but I can't say I expected French literature to be a prevalent topic of conversation.
Oh, as soon as I heard it, I was like, and I've got others, but I was like, look, I got to go with my best first. So that's what I came with.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're bringing out the craft beer ordered on an app, the French lit, dude. And where's the bow tie? That's all I need is the bow tie and a goofy hat.
If there's any reflection of existentialism and the situation that we're in right now, it's this live stream. So this man right here would be very proud watching this. A very honest representation of who we are, what we've become, and what we're doing. I'll stop there.
Please.
I want to go back to Cowan real quick. To Chase's point, I don't think this horse is fast enough. Like, he's just gonna, he's gonna be chasing, even if he settles in behind and gets a lot of pace to run into. Again, you can't really close from that far back in these mile races at Oaklawn. You just can't do it. Maybe this horse is a freak. I will tell you, looking at like Equibase speed figures, I think this horse is late pace figure is like 103, and I think Caddo River was 104.5 or something like that. Those horses are like there, and then everyone else is in the 80s. So, I mean, logically on paper, it should come down to Caddo River going to the lead, maybe a horse or two presses, and then Cowan makes a belated run and finishes, second or third. I can't see Cowan being good enough to get up.
I mean,
go ahead.
Danny, one of the tenets of my handicapping philosophy is I don't like horses who like to finish second. I just don't. And that is Cowan, right? Like Cowan is a horse that, yes, makes all these late runs and he charges up, but the horse just does not like to find the wire first. It's just one of those things, man. He doesn't get there. And, you look at, he won his first race at Churchill back in May and hasn't gotten a win since. And I don't know, just doesn't inspire a ton of confidence in him.
No, I'm with you. Go ahead.
With races like this, where you have such a short field, you have a horse that feels like a world beater that everyone's on. It's bet down to 1-5. It becomes a big question of how am I going to make money off of this? And I feel like the way that you really make money off of these horses is to extend it out to the exacta, the try, the super. Give me a horse that I can just key on top, throw in some prices underneath, and let me turn this 1-5 into a 9-1, with an exacta, as opposed to trying to throw just an insane amount of money to make a win bet worth it. You just gotta kind of key it and make that play and just kind of hope that it shakes loose underneath. Did the same thing with Taraz, God rest her soul, last year at Oaklawn, where it turned a 1-5 horse into an 8-1, just playing the trifecta.
That's what it's not only with 1-5s. Like when you're betting these smaller fields, you got a 5, 6, 7 horse field. You gotta have an opinion. You gotta just go with it. Like if you like a horse that's 4-1. Yeah, you could bet the horse, whatever it is, X amount of dollars to win, or you could just you could bet a straight super or a straight try, or give yourself a little bit of wiggle room in that third spot or that fourth spot, but hammer your opinion, bet that opinion heavy, bet that horse that you like, even if that horse is 5-1 or 6-1, whatever the horse is, key that horse in first. I think when you start noticing those losses rack up, it's because you're trying to cover too many combinations because you're scared to lose. If you're scared to lose, that's a good time to take a step back and take a break. Let
me ask the two of you, who do you like better, Big Thorn or Moonlight Strike?
For the pace setup, I'm going to go Big Thorn. And not as a horse to win, though it has the setup to win, but a horse that could come in, underneath at a price. Most definitely, I probably go Big Thorn. Moonlight Strike can maybe hold. I don't know. I think Big Thorn.
I'll disagree here, just because Big Thorn's 2 wins have come in restricted company. Moonlight Strike is one who I think has a little more upside in my mind, and I think is potentially sitting on a bigger race. That being said, if Big Thorn finishes ahead of Moonlight Strike Moonlight Strike, I wouldn't be shocked either. But I would go with the 6 if you're looking to use one of those two.
I'm doing a dollar super, and there it is, right there. 7, 3, 1, 2, 6 all.
There you go. All right.
I'm gonna play one of my room temp supers here. It's not quite ice cold. It's not quite hot. It's just room temp. I'm going to take 7-2 with 7-2 with hold on, let me pull this up. I lost it. 7-2 with 7-2 with 3-6 with 3-6.
I love that, especially because you got a price there. I like that you're giving yourself, look, if something crazy happens, maybe the 2 wins this race. I mean, probably doesn't, but either way, I'm with you on the 7-2. I think I would suggest playing again. I think 7-2 is a logical way they finish. So I would play again proportionally. I would bet like a $20 exacta 7 with 2, and then maybe if you just want to like cover yourself and save yourself the heartbreak in case the 2 wins, put a $5 exacta 2 with 7 or something like that.
It's like Outcast said, "What's warmer than being cold? Room temp." All right.
What have you given this guy, Blackjack? What have you done to this guy?
It came in a FedEx package. It was very tightly wrapped. It was powdered in form, and he said, "Just dissolve it in my drink."
We're dealing with an. What are you, an Arkansan?
Yeah. Thank you for not saying Arkansas, but yes, I am.
You're an Arkansan. That's what it. Danny, I've never been to Oaklawn. It's one of the tracks I need to get to. I haven't been there.
It's amazing.
You've been there. Got any interest?
Got any interest in that? That's very open ended. That could be anything. I have no idea what he asked me. I could say yes, but he may have asked me something that I totally can't do.
Do you have any interesting stories from a trip to Oaklawn?
Okay, good. Do I? Are you expecting one in particular?
I am.
I've got nothing. Can I refer to comments right now? Can I say that JD just posted a comment that we should touch on? JD obviously likes the 6. Actually likes the 4 better. He's saying the 6 is going to challenge the 7, which could open the door a little bit for the 4 charging home late. Look, the only issue with the 4 is that we'll see if he can keep touch with the with the horse up front. And if he can, you can't be more than a length or 2 off the horse turning from home here in this race in particular. And I think that's going to be the 7 pretty clearly. Can the 6 put enough pressure on? I don't think so, but I mean, it's possible. By the way, updated odds: the 1 Martini Blues 9-1, Lawlessness the 2 that we like 41-1. Blackjack likes Cowan 5-2 off 9-5 morning line, so still getting some love. The 4 Big Thorn 16-1. We haven't talked about the 5 much. Hardly Swayed 45-1. Any interest?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm looking at wins at 6 furlongs, running on the front end with some super soft fractions. And what was that? Mahonic Valley? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, Mahonic Valley. I don't know how that form transfers over.
The jewel of the Midwest.
Yeah,
sure.
It could be anything. By the way, Blackjack, don't you have a video to play? You have a hype video for this race.
I sure do. Let's get people excited for the Smarty Jones here. Let's get them ready. Let's do it. All right, so that was a lovely video.
Love that.
Prepared by ABR. So let me ask you, because in the tail end of that video, you flashed the words Kentucky Derby up there. A little tease, a little carrot. Chase, you're super high on Caddo Fox. He wins this race and does what you expect him to do. What does that mean going forward?
I'm not sure what that means. I certainly love the run style. I love the run style, but it's a long game. It's a long game getting into the gate at the Kentucky Derby. I certainly think that maybe it might be more of a player at a mile. These are some really speedball fractions it puts out on the front end. So when we stretch it out to these classic distances, might not be preferable, but who knows? Maybe this horse develops as a 3-year-old, and then you see him in the BC Mile. That's of course putting a lot on the horse's future. But if it progresses, I mean, this is a horse I would take in the Pat Day Mile today if I could bet the futures.
I love it. I love that. And I mean, and again, given the connections, I mean, it seems like it's not like this horse is popping up out of nowhere. Maybe ran a good race or 2, and then you expect to never see this horse again. This is a Brad Cox horse, right? I mean, Brad Cox horse is going to stick around. I mean, you're going to see this horse in some form or another, and I agree with you. I think you might have some distance concerns long term. By the way, just for this race, I looked up a couple of numbers. Cox the past 2 years at Oaklawn, 21%. Past 2 years at Oaklawn with Giroux up, 24%. And then past 2 years with Giroux up in a stakes race, 30%. So
wow. You got any numbers for him with Giroux up in a stakes race on a Friday afternoon, twilight?
I have actually between the 4 and 5 p.m. hour Eastern, but I don't have 5 to 6, so just missed it. My bad. By the way, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to ask you, Danny. We're starting on the Kentucky Derby Trail soon here. Do you have one that you're interested in on a future bet here?
Interesting. Well, that's good. You got me. I'm thinking about it now. I'm processing. I'm going to come back to that in a half a second. I just want to say, by the way, this is the Smarty Jones Stakes. When we talk about the Derby, this is a horse who won the Derby and the Preakness, and really put, like, sort of in the modern era, put Oaklawn on the map. Swept the series of, the Southwest, the Rebel, and the Arkansas Derby, and so now they've named this race after him. They named it after him. This is the 13th running of it. As if that's not trippy enough, doesn't make you feel old and crazy enough if you remember all this. Smarty Jones, really, Smarty Jones was 17 years ago.
Jesus.
17 years. Isn't that just like sad, like depressing? I feel just so
3,
old.
4?
In terms of this year's Derby Trail, look, I always say it's way too early here. I rarely get in on the future bets. The one horse that I like, that I think sort of I saw as a 2-year-old, who I think potentially hasn't done his best work yet, is a horse named Rombauer. We've seen him kind of, I think he started on the turf. Mike McCarthy horse, I believe, moved him to the dirt, ran really well, moving over to the dirt, finished second in one of the big 2-year-old races last year. I think that would be one to keep an eye on. I'm assuming you could still probably get him at like 40 to 50.
What about, and they're loading at Oaklawn, but what about quickly the Baffert horse concert tour? Our friend Mark DiLorenzo, is fond of calling some of these Baffert horses Ivan Drago. Maybe. Might have another one on his hands.
Because they step off the trailer looking like Greek demigods. By the way, I think we have an issue. It appears that someone has replaced Caddo River with a dyed giraffe. This horse is gigantic and has just these ridiculous long legs.
I love that. My only issue with betting a Baffert horse in a future wager is that other people are betting Baffert horses. Yeah, so I want to find a horse who you're not going to find at this point. That's the whole point, I think, of betting a future bet.
With as many of his horses that have these dreaded soft tissue injury, after they freak in a G1, I have a hard time with it. And it seems like you probably have to wait until like the 4th or 5th futures pool to get the actual Baffert.
Chase, you were right that the 7 is right on the front. I really thought the 5 or the 6, one of them would try to press, but they are both strangling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you see what the jock's doing on the 5? He's just I don't know why he's not. Look, he just did a quarter in 23-1, which, if this was a $5,000 claiming race, you'd be concerned for the horse up front.
Not here.
Yeah, this is.
I actually think that seeing a 23-second opening quarter makes me just kind of think money in the bank here.
I kind of agree with you. 47 flat for the half.
No pressure at all.
None. 0. I really thought you would see the 5 or the 6 try to push him, and now he's opening up. This could get ugly.
Here comes Martini Blue up the rail. Like we said, we knew the one horse would be close. Yeah,
I need Cowan in second. If I can get Cowan in second, I might hit this super.
If I can get 6 into second, I've got my exacta here. If I can get 4,
who's that on the outside? Is that the 1 or the 5 or who is that?
No, it's 7-3-1-6 still.
Oh, that's your 3. So there you go. So who else?
I don't know. We got to see here. The 7, obviously easy winner here.
Wow.
Chase, you had this all day long. Good job on the 7. Wow, that is an easy win.
Yeah.
Who is going to get second? It is 3.
Cowan.
7-3-4.
Is that the 4?
Looks like. Who was the 4?
The 4 was
God damn it, Chase.
Big Thorn.
God damn you.
That's the one Chase told you to play.
Oh.
I told you to play this.
I don't like this guy, Danny. I don't like this guy. I can't do this. He's killing me.
Are we sure it was the 4? Maybe it was the 2.
Oh, it was the 4.
Are we sure?
I'm sure.
So nice little effect of cash for your boy.
You got it?
You.
Yeah, because like I said, if I'm going to go against Cowan in the exacta where there's absolutely no value there, it was smashed. I got to use Cowan in the trifecta and stretch it out. So
yeah, I stayed away from. I didn't think he would be even that close. And again, I thought he ran a good race, all things considered. He was pretty clear the next horse. I think Cowan's a good horse to take out of this race. That was not a bad effort at all. By the way, my boy Bobby, our boy Bobby Chase, commenting here.
Marks.
There you go. Bobby made all this happen, by the way, Blackjack. You don't know this. Bobby made this all happen. He made the marriage of
Yeah,
Chase
well, right
and
now I
ABR.
don't like Bobby very much. And really, Chase, it's on you because you couldn't convince me to take the 4 over the 6.
That's fair. That's
Wait.
fair. I did not
Wait.
have very useful rhetorical tools to
Wait.
kind of form an argument there.
Wait, let's make the money back. They're going into the gate at Gulfstream. Bobby is saying the 9 at Gulfstream Park in race 10 is super live, 45-1. I trust Bobby.
I do too.
8-1.
I'm going to throw a few bucks on the horse.
All right. How much time do we have?
They're going into the gate. They're going to the gate right now. You got about 15 seconds.
I'm not going to get it in.
I'm
You
dropping a win on the 6 St. Louis Arch.
You're just ignoring Bobby's 9?
I gotta live my truth, man.
Live your truth.
So, fun story about Bobby. Bobby and I are on the same Discord server, and he played what was that?
What the hell is that?
Discord. It's where lonely men who like horses talk to each other.
That sounds awesome.
The first time I came to know Bobby, he absolutely slammed a $100 daily double that had a 30-1 keyed in second. And yeah, I can't tell you how much it paid, but he sent us the video from his Google Nest Hub of him watching the race. And he had it was a Tiger Woods into a leg kick that makes me think he's definitely double jointed because it was double hinged. It was amazing. I have a GIF of it. I'll have to find for you guys.
I don't know, Mark. I don't think, but he's definitely throwing some shade your way here.
Good.
Mark is my boy from on the wrong lead. My friends that we stream with. So big shout out to Mark, to Josh, to
we're off here at Gulfstream. I bet the 3 to win, and I bet the 9 across the board. 70-1. Listen, Bobby can atone for sending Chase my way if this 9.
Bobby's going to become the third wheel here. He's going to become the new co-host.
Unfortunately, it looks like the 9's going backwards.
No,
that's a hot pace.
Yeah, he's going backwards.
I don't know if he's going backwards.
Danny, I don't know what you're watching. The horse is dead.
All right, I'm behind you. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
He's still got some juice, doesn't he?
Oh.
This 7 ran them into the ground.
7.
Oh, here comes my 5.
5 making a move. 7.
He's got damn it, Gaffleone and Safi Joseph.
Oh my God.
I tried to tell you. I tried.
And what did I tell you?
Something.
I told you, those two screw me harder and more often than anyone
Safi and Tyler.
else.
Yep.
A Barbadian man bun wearing.
Oh my God. That's so good. Either way, we got to just, we just take a deep breath. Look, we got Pegasus tomorrow. I'm repping Pegasus. We got Pegasus tomorrow. We're going to bet big card at Gulfstream.
A little bit, huh? Let's talk about it.
Let's definitely talk Pegasus.
I'm looking at doubles between obviously the turf and the dirt, and I'm going to go a little unique way here. I'm going to all the turf race. I think it's a wide open race. I really do. I loved Largent in the Fort Lauderdale. I had him there at 17-1. I don't love him at this price. I don't love him at this price at all. I look at this field, Danny, and I think there's a lot of live horses here that, I mean, even just going down the list of the odds in this race, I think that Cross Border is not totally out of it. Aquaphobia is not out of this. I like Social Paranoia a lot here. I mean, I'm going to all this race and get out of here and hope for a price. I mean, what do you see when you look at this?
Well, I mean, I don't want to brag on myself, so I'm gonna kick it back to you to brag.
You talk about Zulu Alpha?
I'm gonna let you talk about Zulu Alpha and what happened last year.
Yeah, I was there, and you were going on about Zulu Alpha, and I told you were out of your mind. He ran all right.
What else happened?
Yeah, he won, Dan. He won.
What else? What else? It was good. It was a good day. It was a good day.
For you, it was a fantastic day. I didn't cash a ticket. I left there without $1 in my pocket. I couldn't even afford to tip the valet when I went to dinner.
I didn't get you a drink or anything that night? I didn't do anything?
No.
Oh, I'm the worst.
I went to a Tony Roma's on the way back to my hotel in Bal Harbor and couldn't even tip the valet. The guy just sat there with his hand out as I peeled away.
Whoa, what Tony Roma's has a valet? That's my first question.
They did. I don't know what to tell you. They did. It said free valet. I had no cash because I lost it all at Gulfstream.
If I had pulled up with you and the valet at Tony Roma's had taken your car, I'd be like, dude, your car is stolen. That was a clever ruse.
Sunny Isles Beach. This is a nice part of town.
All right. I have a PSA for the Pegasus turf.
Let's hear it.
If
Please.
you're betting, storm the court.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Thank you. But you should stop doing that.
I am with you there.
Stop betting, storm the court.
Hey, listen, I've known many men who have had to walk away with their head between their legs, questioning and doubting Julien Leparoux going long in a turf race on a big day. I'm telling you, I don't like storm the court to win. I don't think the horse is going to finish last, though. I mean, I wouldn't completely toss the horse.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But if you're betting storm the court to win, you might want to find a different game.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Look, I will say last year going into Pegasus World Cup, the turf was the race I was most excited about. I love Zulu Alpha, and I was like, I'm all about this race. And I focus all my bets around the turf. This year, I'm actually more into the actual Pegasus World Cup. And so we can talk about that in a moment. If I was going to give you a pick in the turf race that's a little bit offbeat and maybe you might get 4-1 on, Another Twist of Fate seems like an honest horse. I mean, I don't generally love betting the West Coast turf horses, even though Another Twist. Yeah, I mean, like this horse has run on the East Coast. The couple of East Coast races have not been great. I think this horse is Peter Miller has to put it kindly, I think it's figured the horse out. And I think this horse is in peak form, is running his best races, and makes sense. I mean, there's no reason not to like Another Twist of Fate. He looks great. I saw a picture that was tweeted out earlier. He looks incredible. Another Twist of Fate makes a lot of sense. It's gonna be hard to bet against that horse.
I like I said, I'm gonna all the race because I'm gonna hope for a price here, and then in the Pegasus World Cup, I'm gonna go with a single. And I'm going to single Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
I liked Mr. Freeze a year ago. Yep. Yep. And I'm going to take him again here.
All right. Give us. I mean, is there is it just loyalty or like escalation of commitment, or are you like?
No, well, I mean, listen, I'm a loyal guy, but number one, I don't buy Nixco. I'm sorry. Okay. I get it. I know the horse has run some very good races lately. I understand, but. It's a horse that, number one, loves Keeneland, and Brad Cox doesn't always translate to Gulfstream Park. It just historically has not been a one-to-one translation.
Blackjack,
but my good friend Brian Duransky has a good point here. Big shout out to Brian, who's also one of my On the Wrong Lead boys.
Love it. Love it.
So I do like Mr. Freeze here. Okay. If you're going to go away from Nixco, I think it opens up the race a lot, right? Mm-hmm. I like Sleepy Eyes Todd just because of what he's accomplished. Like the fact that this horse has run at all these different racetracks with different riders every time and still manages to win is impressive. I'm not sold on Tax. Sorry. I'm not. I know he won the Harlan handicap, but still not. That was not the strongest field in the world. Mm-hmm. Math Wizard is dead as a doornail.
That's your boy. That's your boy. Is Tyler riding?
That horse has nothing left in the tank. I'm not a Code of Honor guy. We talked about horses that like to finish second. To me, that's what Code of Honor is. He's a horse that likes to get close but not finish the job.
I was so hard on that horse for so long. I love that horse.
I think Mr. Freeze can run a race where he sits, third in this field and will have something left in the stretch. Listen, he ran a good race last year in the Pegasus. Okay, he finished second.
Yeah.
I think this field is weaker than that field was.
No.
No.
I'm trying to remember what was in it last year. I don't remember.
Last year was
I don't
Mucho
think
Gusto
if Mucho Gusto was in this race, he would be the prohibitive favorite.
No, absolutely not.
At his best, he'd probably be second or third choice. I mean, Code of Honor would be Knicks Go and Code of Honor would be top two. I think probably
Knicks Go. I think would be the favorite. Maybe you're right about Knicks Go. I think he'd get more than Code of Honor.
Chase, how did you see the pace unfolding? Is there anyone who goes with Knicks Go?
It's Sleepy Eyes Todd, because that's the only chances Sleepy Eyes Todd has. Is Sleepy Eyes Todd has to get out there and run on the front end and hope that with that post draw and Knicks Go having to come out from a little bit wider, that if he just fires straight and
the five or the six?
Sleepy Eyes Todd is
Knicks Go.
Knicks Go is like the five. Is the five.
Four. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So there's not a whole lot of separation there with the gate, but I think it should be Knicks Go and Sleepy Eyes Todd out on the lead. I feel like Knicks Go probably has a little bit of an edge there when it comes to who's going to be actually taking the lead. But if Sleepy Eyes Todd can beat Knicks Go to the spot and actually be there on the rail by the time they hit that first turn,
sort of take him out of his game a little bit. You're saying?
Yeah, let's look at like a horse like Serengeti Empress is one. Like what happens to Serengeti Empress whenever you beat her to the spot? Well, she ain't gonna win. Yeah, she just folds up and quits. That's what a lot of these
same thing.
Yeah, there is a big question to me also. Is Knicks Go maybe a bleeder? What do we do racing without Lasix this time? My buddy Caleb
what timing? The question is right there. Who is most hurt with no Lasix?
Yeah,
so there it is.
So I have a little bit of a question there. So I'm probably taking Knicks Go on top in my exotics, but I'm probably going to be win betting Sleepy Eyes Todd. I don't know if I'm not sure if
that horse wires. You think Sleepy Eyes Todd wires?
It has to, and if
it does have to, you're right.
If it gets to a point where they beat Knicks Go to the spot, then I really actually don't see that much of that much pace pressure pressing Sleepy Eyes Todd, because I think you pull Knicks Go back, Knicks Go tries to rate, he maybe just kind of sit chilly and kind of cool down that second fraction a little bit and save some for the stretch.
And something else to point out with that, Chase, is Knicks Go's got Joel Rosario on, right? And Joel likes to time things in his head, and sometimes he gets caught with it. I mean, we've all seen Joel Rosario wait a beat too long on a horse before he brings him there, and he's there 2 strides after the wire.
It's the classic nonchalant, let me catch this fly ball with one hand, not really look.
That's Joel, and I give him credit. The clock is great in his head, but every now and then he thinks he's got a little more than he does.
By the way, you're speaking of jockeys, Tyler Gaffleone, your boy, isn't riding for Safi. He's actually riding Code of Honor, which is interesting, and I wish I knew the backstory behind it. But Johnny V hops off of Code of Honor and rides your horse, Mr. Freeze. So even when you're not trying to find conflicts with Tyler, he still finds you. Like he still finds a way to create some drama with you.
I say this all the time. I will not leave Tyler Gaffleone off a ticket on the turf. He will always be on my ticket on the turf.
Yeah.
On the dirt, no, you can have him.
I really want the first album from the Irad Ortiz Tyler Gaffleone boy band that they should form. I've seen some bestie pictures from those guys, and it's just like, man, just like
disappoints me in Irad.
The frosted tips are there. They've got the look. I really think with some songwriters, they could really just make a splash in the entertainment world.
Tyler is a pretty stylish guy. So I like Tyler a lot. We did a video with him a couple of years ago at the Louisiana Derby. I mean, he showed up fresh kicks, flat brim Yankee hat. I was like, this guy's amazing. Like this guy.
You would think that.
He's amazing. I love him. Anyway, one other jockey note. Like I think the elephant in the room of all jockey things to consider in this race. Mike Smith is coming in for this race.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike Smith is coming in. Mike Smith never leaves California unless it's like the biggest deal. I mean, Mike Smith is coming in for this race.
And listen, let's talk about this horse for a second here. Kiss Today Goodbye, the 6.
Yeah.
Who is a horse nobody's really talking about. He's won his last 2, including, grade 2 last time out at Santa Anita. I mean,
I like the horse. I like the horse.
Anything to this?
Yes, there's plenty to it. The horse has a ton of upside. The horse took a break from May to August, came back, ran 3rd in the shared belief to 1,000 words. Decent little horse. Also, I mean, Honor AP was in that race as well. Then runs twice on the turf. If you put a line through those turf races, the 2 dirt races since were a dominant allowance win. And then the win in the San Antonio. I mean, this horse is clearly headed in the right direction. Eric Kruljack has figured this horse out. This horse is headed in the right direction. They shipped the horse in. Mike Smith is traveling. Mike Smith ain't going to come to Gulfstream to ride this race if this horse can't win. This horse absolutely finishes in the top 3. There's no question. So book it. The only question is 10-1 morning line. You may not get 10-1 more. This may be the 3rd choice in the race.
So let me ask you this, though. So I think that if you're looking at this race and you're on Knicks Go, then there's no talking you out of this, right? You think Knicks Go is just going to romp and this is a fait accompli, right? But if you don't like Knicks Go, I think it's pretty wide open, right?
Brian's comment about 1,000 words is really funny. Don't put it up, but it's funny. I give you that, Brian.
If you get past Knicks Go, this race feels pretty wide open, does it not?
Well, there's interesting pace stuff that happens on the front end. There's interesting pace stuff that happens on the front end that really opens it up for just a absolute, out horse to come romping down the middle of the stretch with a horse. Horse is tiring. It's still hard for me to see. Also, I'm really not swayed by Mike Smith coming. I think. Didn't he have another horse? I think he had another horse booked for the Pegasus that ended up dropping out, and he's still just got his tickets through, and it's always really hard to
I don't know, Mikey doesn't travel for nothing. He doesn't travel for nothing.
You got his tickets through Expedia. That's yes, maybe. I'm not saying he's he's some sort of wizard, right? I mean, he doesn't know the outcome of the race. I mean, he still has to do a million different things. He's got to get it right. He's got to be on the right horse. He's got to get the right trip. But it's Mike Smith. You don't see Mike Smith at this stage in his career in the coronavirus era travel cross country to just ride a race. I mean, you got to figure he thinks this horse is good enough to at least hit the board, right?
I would.
Chase is frozen. Chase is
oh boy. That's an adorable frozen image of him, though.
We always get the best of the beard, right? I mean, him
right? That's adorable right there. I wish I could take a screenshot of it right now.
Without him on, I'm
let's talk shit about him.
I don't know how you feel about I think he's great. I'm thrilled.
I very much enjoy Chase. I have not enjoyed his handicapping because he has mushed me in about 3 races. But he is he's fun. So I think we're gonna have a good time together doing these Friday streams.
Where's Bree? Is Bree coming on?
She will be on in a few minutes. Yeah, anytime now.
Cool. Because I was gonna say, if you're playing the Pegasus, obviously you got to get in on the contest. So.
Yeah, she'll be on. She'll be. A little known fact about Bree Mott that I learned the other night when we were hanging out down here in Tampa.
You're saying this before she gets on.
Yeah. It's she'll back it up. We got together. We hit some golf balls early in the day. Went to a brewery, the Tampa Bay Brewing Company. Sat down, had a couple of drinks. Said, this might be an early day. Next thing you know, it's 2:30 in the morning. We're in a bar in Tampa. But around 1 a.m., Bree Mott turned into a pool shark. Okay. Oh my God. There were 2 pool tables in this bar, and she goes, "Want to go play some pool?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I'm thinking she and I are going to play pool. No. She starts going up to people and wanting to play for money.
No.
And she is really good at pool. I'm like, what are you? Where did this come from?
She was straight up soliciting?
Hustling pool.
She was soliciting. She was going up to people and saying, would you like a friendly game of pool, by the way, for $100? She
was hustling pool.
Wow. I got to get her version of the story. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is not the Bree that I know.
I mean, she's a hell of a time.
Here he is. He's back.
Wi-Fi is not having a great.
It's all right. We had an adorable photo of you while you were frozen.
And your boy Mark just called it for what it was. He said, "Oh, Arkansas."
Yeah.
What do you guys still got dial up down there?
Ouch.
Yeah, that's oof.
By the way, also Caleb, I don't know if you know Caleb or not, but he commented. He said that Sleepy Eyes Todd's trainer is on the record saying they don't want the lead and they're going to rate. I mean, I don't see how that's a winning
That feels
strategy.
like a rope-a-dope. I don't know that can.
Yeah.
If that's the actual strategy, horse ain't going to win.
I gotta say rope-a-dope also. It's just
Has to be.
Gotta go. That's just the style of horse.
And I mean, you talk about a trainer who's figured a horse out. I mean, Miguel Silva has absolutely figured this horse out. I mean, over the last year, he's taken him all over the country, and the horse has won in every single time. I mean, with the exception of the Lafayette, the horse goes to the front.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now, like why I kind of backed off the horse. I looked at the horse, I was like, interesting, and then I was kind of like,
Listen, I haven't been high on this horse for the simple reason that I think he's, you go down the list, right? And I get it, grade 3, grade 2, he's won some nice races, but like, I remember that Charlestown Classic race back in August. I watched that, I bet it. That was a weak field. I mean, it was him and Math Wizard, and Math Wizard was a heavy favorite in that one. And then, the Mr. Prospector, again, I think he's run into generally soft fields. And
that's
listen,
where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
And to his credit, he's won them, and he's won them pretty nicely. And now he gets Jose Ortiz aboard, easily the best rider he's had. So I get it. There is something there. And again, I'll say it. I don't think this is the most difficult field in the world, but I just don't, I don't know, man. I look at him and I have a hard time putting him in the class with a Nixco, a Code of Honor, even a Tax, if we're being honest. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, the class is a real thing in horse racing. I realize we might have a lot of people tuning in who don't know some of these terms. Like class seems like a weird thing to like use to describe a horse, but it's a real thing. If horses are running in a certain class, the grade 1, the group 1, the top of the top races, they tend to, even if they're not running well in those races, when they come down to the grade 2, the grade 3, or even less, they tend to do a lot better. And then it's obviously challenging for horses who are running in the grade 3, grade 2 races, or some of the non, sort of non-graded races. Right. Like listed stake races, it's harder for them to go up to grade 1.
Yeah.
So when you have a horse like this horse who's been, competing on, now granted, the Charlestown race wasn't that a grade 1 or a grade 2? I mean, it was
grade 2. It's a grade 2.
Grade 2, but it's a different kind of race. Charlestown's a different kind of track. It's what they call a bull ring. Obviously, I think it's like 5.5.
3 turns. That race was 3 turns.
So it's a different kind of race. So look, he may be in over his head class wise, but
the results are still the results, right? You know what it's like for people who are watching. You said there are people who are watching who may not, think about class. Think of it like college football, right? Like you could see a school like Coastal Carolina or Liberty go out and put up 50 points a game and win 11 in a row. But then you take a step up, and maybe you're not even playing Alabama. Maybe you're playing Kentucky in the SEC. Yeah. It's just a different level, right? Like it's just a different level.
And even though Kentucky's getting beat up week after week in the SEC, they're going to dominate there.
Correct.
Or you could be the Arkansas Razorbacks and still lose.
Listen, I didn't go there out of respect to you.
We're trending up. The Chad Morris days are behind us. Thank you. But irregardless.
Cherry Drank brings up a good point here. If you can win at Fawner, you can win anywhere.
Well,
I wonder what Fawner's going to be like this year. I mean, last year Fawner stole the show. I wonder if they're going to have a moment again this year.
I say this with all due respect. You know what? Scratch that. I don't even say it with all due respect. I hope not, because if Fawner does, it means we're still in the midst of a pandemic and we can't go anywhere.
We're having some real issues. So
I kind of hope not. Also, Fawner screwed me good on a pick 5 once on a mandatory payout.
Same here.
You got that bad DQ, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Everyone's got
good on that one. I haven't forgotten that, Fawner. I love small tracks. You know that, Danny. I love small
I know
tracks.
you do, and you support small
But
tracks.
they screwed me good.
There's small tracks, and then there's the caliber of small tracks, which is fawner, where the owners don't even have silks. They just put the jockeys in a windbreaker that's the same color as the silks that they're wearing. Like they're just trade windbreakers in between races.
I'm sorry, but like there are some tracks that, listen, small tracks are some of my favorites. Sam Houston might be my favorite racetrack out there. I love Sam Houston. I love the people. Everything is great about it. It's not a major racetrack, but it's a lot of fun, right? Even Charlestown, Penn National. I love those tracks. Love
Chucktown. Absolutely love Chucktown.
I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Fawner is a tough one for me. It's a tough one to get to.
Yeah. No,
I even like Will Rogers. I don't even hate Will Rogers. Okay. I'll go there when the Texas meets are over and they ship up to Oklahoma. But Fawner left a real bad taste in my mouth.
By the way, we've only got 4 minutes to the last at Oaklawn. I know the people watching want some Oaklawn action here. So why don't we jump into there's still money to be made here. So what are we going to do here?
I think it's the 14. I got a hard time getting past the 14.
Froster Fripp looks pretty tough in this final. It's coming out. I believe it's the claiming crown that race at Gulfstream off of the stakes win. You've got the benefit of the hot cocks, training this horse. If you're going to go
Boston accent, what was that?
Yeah, I feel like that's the way that you have to say it. If I'm going to go elsewhere, I'm probably going to take a stab with the 3 or the 12. More than likely, I go ahead and key this 14 over 312 and maybe even stretch it out 14 over 312-1. Let's see what the win odds look like on Froster Fripp. 9-5, really
2-1, yeah.
Man, not bad. Not bad.
Look, you mentioned a horse a second ago who I was like, you know what? Like, if I could get 10-1 on this horse, I think I just throw a couple of bucks on. I'm looking at 26-1 right now. The 3 Uphold. We've been talking about, and I heard you guys talking to Jason Barkley earlier about, some of these races and the way the track's playing today so far.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I still think you want to be pretty forwardly placed here. That being said, this race does, as he pointed out, have a ton of speed in it.
Yep.
I think you're probably looking at a horse Second Flight, and for me, Uphold, I think, is fast enough to stay close, but will not get mixed up in that early pace. The only downside with this horse is that the trainer, I looked this up, 1 for 59 at Oaklawn in the past 2 years. And that is a significant downside. I mean, this is obviously this horse is not having, this trainer doesn't have his horses ready for this meet and just can't compete on this level, apparently. I mean, but because he hasn't won at all. But that being said, the horse looks like he's in good form and can maybe clunk up for a piece. And so this is the kind of race where, like, this is a price horse who I like. And so what I might do is like a tri-key box in which I use that horse. The horse has to finish in the top 3, and then I'll put a bunch of other horses in the mix. I thought 5 River Echo was a logical horse. Froster Frippery, who we've talked about. Coach Adams, I think the 11 is speed of the speed, so I think that horse will be there. And those are the other ones that I like. So I'm probably going to play some sort of combination, but I think the 3 could hit the board.
I like.
Uh-oh, now Blackjack's frozen.
Ooh, and I'm right. I'm the
only one with decent Wi-Fi here. What's going on?
I guess so. I'm in the lab trying to cook up a superfecta here, possibly. I have a theory.
How do you play your superfecta? Any particular way, or do you always mix it up based on the race?
I feel like crazy things always happen in third place. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 and kind of key them on top. And then when I hit third place is where I'll really spread with every horse that I kind of think might actually have a chance.
Okay.
And then I'll take it's like a 2x4 by a whole bunch by 4. And see, let me working on a ticket here.
Another one was interesting here was the 6. It looks like Ricardo's now riding. Talamo was initially scheduled to ride. And, just in terms of like value, it's funny. We talk about value and what would represent value in a race. Sometimes people are looking for like a 10-1 shot. The 5 horse, River Echo, Carl Broberg, like wins at 20-25%, obviously everywhere, including at Oaklawn. And I mean, the 5 at 5-1, I mean, that seems like again, I'm kind of reaching with the 3 a little bit as a logical play. River Echo, I think the 5 makes a lot of sense. Frost or Frippery, my only concern is that I feel like it's going to be nearly impossible to work out a trip from there unless the horse sort of stays wide. And again, a mile race where I think you're going to want to be fairly close to the front. He's going to have to work to stay that close. So I think the 14 at 7-5, Frost or Frippery, is a horse that I would feel somewhat comfortable playing against here. I know you both like the horse, so I don't want to talk you off, but I would take a shot against here.
All right, I got a just simple superfecta.
As Chase gives us the 14 on top.
I got a simple superfecta stab here where I'm going to go 3-14 over 3-12-14 over 3-4-11-12-14 over 3-12-14.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, sure.
The 12, by the way, the 12 that I think we all like a little bit, we haven't talked much about, though, that Don't Tell Nobody. This Villafranco, Federico Villafranco, I mean, he goes through his waves out at Oaklawn where he's winning every single race, or, he's finishing in the top 3 with 40-1 shots. I think he won 3 races earlier. I haven't kept track if he won any others.
He hit with Strolling, and I believe the 5th, and then he had the double to open it up. A couple years ago, I would have put him and Diodoro on pretty much the exact same level when it came to playing the claiming game at Oaklawn Park. Diodoro seems to have taken just a slight step forward, but I mean it's a great start to the meet for Villafranco so far.
Yep. Yeah, so I would use the 12 on your tickets too. I think you've got you're pretty much 3, 14, 12, right? I mean, those are your core horses there in your super.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Blackjack, what are you doing? You betting this? What do you got?
I've got the exacta up on the bottom of the screen that I played. $5.
That's your exacta. Okay, cool, nice.
Played a $5 exacta there.
Nice.
So we'll see how this turns out. Maybe we can get a price in second. 14's got to get the job done.
If I could get Frost or Frippery over Uphold, I would be so happy.
Well, Chase, that's what we all strive for, is to make you happy.
I'm rooting for it. Blackjack, did Bree blow us off? Is she hustling?
She better not have. I will call her on the air.
Is she at the pool hall right now? Hustling as we speak?
Playing 9-ball with Paul Newman.
All right, so we're loading into the gate. They're off now. They're off. Yeah. Okay.
And Frost or Fripp drops to the back. My Lord.
Yeah, I mean, the only other option was to try to chase it and go in wide. So the 13, Steven's answer. I mean, nice 13-1. I mean, kill me. That was one of 13-1. Wow. So that's the one that's going to be pretty much alone on the lead here, I guess. Right here we go. At the quarter and 20, almost 23 seconds. Not bad.
River Echo is getting just a beautiful rail trip right now. Just sitting calm in the pocket, slowly making up ground, saving ground. But it looks like Frost or Fripp is winding up, and they went nuclear on the front end for these horses.
Yeah, I mean the 14's moving now, so we'll see. Got a lot of ground to make up.
And the one red again, still there, still in pretty good position here, has every chance.
I mean, you've got all long shots up here right now, so.
All right, there's our 3 making a slight move.
And he drops anchor.
Yeah, he's getting shuffled back now.
Come on with this 14. Come on. Find room. Let's go.
All right, so the 13, Steven's answer is still there with the 1.
Maybe. Come on.
Here it comes right through the middle.
Slip through. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Come on. Finish this.
Wow. Very impressive.
Who's getting second?
14, 4, 5, 6.
Did I have the 4? Did I have the 4?
Nope.
I did not have the 4. Oh, my God.
Oh, God. 18-1.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oof.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal.
I hate this stream.
Has anyone mentioned how good looking you are today?
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
It's
That
only
perks him up. And he's back.
I got a tan yesterday just for this.
Did you? Oh, you were talking about your tanning.
Let me tell you something, Danny. My tanning regimen has taken a turn of late. I used to be a big spray tan guy, but I've taken to swimming a lot now. So the spray tan can't do it anymore. I've been going to tanning beds. When you have the beautiful porcelain skin that I do, you have to be careful in a tanning bed because I've got some burn spots on me.
It's delicate, very delicate.
Yeah, some sensitive burn spots.
All right. By the way, if you want to just keep gambling, which why not, right? You got 2 minutes to fairground. Oh, actually, are those? Yeah. You got 2 minutes to fairgrounds.
Let's check out fairgrounds.
And you've got Gulfstream's over.
Looks like the kids are home from daycare.
Oh wait, and look who showed up! Back from the pool hall.
There she is.
I can't get my freaking Bluetooth to work. So these at this point are just something pretty to look at, but I'm still going to try while we're on here.
My two small children might be making a cameo here, or I might get hit by my wife's Subaru. I'm not sure which is about to happen.
With people's children? Why?
Kids are
That's a troubling question.
Look at you. Like, kids want to talk to you. Look at this outfit. I mean, if I was a kid, I'd be like, yeah, put me on. Let me talk to him.
Oh, my wife is trying to figure out if she goes through the garage behind me or if she goes through the front door.
She could actually just come in and say hello. I mean, it's one of those shows. She could just pop in and say, hey, with the kids, bring the kids in. Let's go.
It's all right. You can walk past. I've gotten the green light.
Oh, he's got it. I got the minis.
Oh, look at that. The Angels love it.
The Angels Envy pocket rockets there. Look at that.
Bree, I was telling Dan before you came on about
Bree won those in a game of pool. Exactly.
About how I discovered you're a pool shark.
I do. I get that from my dad. I like pool. This is, just a visual at this point. I do. I love a good pool game. And if anybody has paid attention, I like to talk a good game of shit too. So put a pool table in the mix and it's a fun night.
She does. She sure does.
I will tell you, the two people that we played Blackjack have been blowing my phone up. So
they want their money back.
I don't know.
Realize you dumped the first three.
Wait, do you mean the first people we played, or the jockey colony that we played?
The second.
Yeah. Thank God they're blowing your phone up and not mine.
This is not.
Well, I'm gonna give them your number, so we'll even it out.
This is not a story you want to share with the viewers?
No.
Okay. Blackjack conveniently is frozen. Like that's actually. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Frozen. Blackjack's not even frozen.
Yeah,
I told you about that story.
To freeze just in case.
That is not for public consumption.
The best part about that was, we as sometimes we get overserved, but we do play it safe. So Blackjack's like, I'm getting a hotel, and he's like, there's one like really like I think close, whatever. So he like gets himself a hotel, and we walk outside, and it's literally the same parking lot of the bar that we were hanging out in. So it was like this was made for us, and so we just walked on.
That's responsibility. That's responsibility right there.
That's right. So what have I missed here, guys? I mean, you've been going for a little while. Like, tell me all the fun stories.
Blackjack, I think, has lost a lot of money based on what I'm looking at.
Thanks to that bearded son of a bitch.
It's the kind of beard that makes you wanna that makes you think that I would just like wear overalls with no shirt and sing songs about corn whiskey, like that kind of
Dynasty you got written all over you.
Yeah.
What was it? Doug Dynasty? Oh, that's a stereotype. How dare you, madam?
Isn't it more? Excuse me. Everything you just described was a stereotype.
Isn't it more of a, will you give him like Mumford and Sons, like one of those, or no?
No.
You can't give him that. You're not gonna give him that.
No.
It's laziness.
I think it's chic. I think it's a little chic. It's more chic.
I'm gonna give him unkempt Roger Clinton.
Roger Clinton, yeah. It's the beard and the trunk full of cocaine, just Roger Clinton style.
Oh man!
Has anybody brought up the Tiger King to Blackjack? Because that's all I have heard in the last couple weeks.
I like it
So
Saturday
disappointed
morning.
that he's hardened.
When I turn on ESPN and I turn on College Game Day, and Blackjack sings a song to me about how college football is coming to my city.
Maybe one day. I'm available at ESPN once.
Yeah. Toby Keith? I don't even know.
No, Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
Big and Rich,
There you
yep.
go. There you go. I gave them too
Yeah.
much credit by calling them Brooks and Dunn.
So Bree, there's a stable duel contest starting in 6 minutes at Penn National. Why should people play it?
Dude, so I mean, this has been such a fun week. We had Sam Houston Dollar Night last night. The night games are phenomenal because at the end of the day, so you got 6 minutes. Literally, you can go in and select 10 horses and get in the game. I mean, it's a set it and forget it, or like get involved, talk, shit against your friends, have a good time. And Penn National is fun. I mean, where did we go on the first Gen tour? Charlestown. Yeah, I
Wait,
kind
by
of.
the way, you're moving. Bree, you're moving up top, so you're up here. You're on the main. You're on the top level now. You're in the penthouse.
Thank you. Thanks. I mean, I don't settle for anything less than. Or if you would see the Airbnbs that I've been staying at, that actually is not true in any command.
Chase just left. By the way, Chase is gone. Is that what Chase
just left?
He's done.
Chase now.
I'm a likable person, but not everybody likes me. Some of them are just like, I'm out. I'm not interested in this. No. So, I mean, if you are watching and you have not played Stable Duel, it is a familiar format to what fantasy football is. It's the pick six without losing one leg and like all your money's gone. It's a way to be social and competitive. It's just a fun way to do it. And we've got entry levels from $1, $5. And then obviously tomorrow, speaking of these, this is the reason that we have these, is Angels Envy is sponsoring our $20,000 Pegasus World Cup game. So it's a $150 entry, but again, that's a full day of racing. So I would spend $150 probably in 3 races if I'm at the track. So that's happening tomorrow. But $150 entry, $20,000 on the line. It's really, it's a fun way to play racing. I mean, Blackjack knows he's really bad at it, but
I'm awful at it. I'm awful at Stable Duel. I think I've won 1 contest in the entire time. I'm terrible at it, but I keep playing it. And it is a great way, like in all seriousness, it's a great way to play some of these smaller tracks, right? Like the Penn National card. Like I like to play pick fives. It's $1 pick 5 at Penn National, which I don't love because you see wild stuff happen there. But like you can get in this contest and you can have action throughout the entire Penn National card, which is going to take you through 11 o'clock tonight, right? And you can have a chance to win some money and you're alive the whole night. Right. So, it's a good way to limit your liability and still have action on a track.
Blackjack, you said you're terrible at it. I realized like when I was doing well when I first started, I think it's a good game, especially for people who are always like, oh man, like I love this horse at 20-1 and he was there the whole time, just got past the wire, finished second or third. Like people who can find value and who love like long shots and who always pick that long shot where they're getting, screwed at the wire in their try or in their exacta. At the end of the day, you look at your team, you're like, oh wow, but I still got that. I got points for that. You get points for that on Stable Duel. And then you're like, okay, well, I made money here, like you're not going to make money on that in the race for finishing 4th on Stable Duel. If you're 30-1 finishes 4th, that's pretty good. That's points that you build that on top of your winning horses and you got a winner. So
it is.
And something else that we had that contest. I think it was Gulfstream Park where we gave away a share of a racehorse. The player that won that was one female. I think she had played 3 or 4 games prior. It was her biggest entry ever. It was $100. And she just wanted to take a stab at it for the racehorse side. You just never know what can end up happening in the games because there's so many different variations of how the horses would finish, like who you pick within the salary cap. So like anybody that thinks, that it's 400 people, they're not going to win, like just play. And we've actually seen too in the cheaper contest, because we're going to have a $10 contest tomorrow as well. like if you play an entry in $10 contest, you'll compare it to if you would have played in the $150 game, and you might have even done better in the $150 game. So there's something to note in those as well. But at the end of the day, it's just a really fun way to play the races and play it with people around, especially like if you're stuck at home, which a lot of us are, grab 5 of your friends and play, and then speak virtually, or maybe you're all together watching the races. It's a fun way to pay attention, be competitive, and have a good time.
Chase, you play?
I played through a few of the beta tournaments, especially I think Preakness Day a few years ago, the year that Sir Winston won. I played through their beta tournament, and I found that the good things for me in horse racing happen while I take naps. You're like the middle of the card, and I woke up and I was like, "Oh God, I'm in the hunt! Look at this!" Like it's something that it's such an interesting format with Stable Duel, and I feel like it's really kind of like a checkers versus chess kind of thing, where there's an extra layer of strategy to it. Like I think that I would give a little bit more respect to the Stable Duel winner, because they really got that card in terms of how they were going to manage it salary wise. It's a good game. It's a really good game.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to get Oaklawn. We're hoping to get Oaklawn. Hopefully Churchill Downs comes on board at some point soon. So I know there's massive fans of that track, and we'd be super excited to have them. And, hopefully at that point, then you'll be napping and playing.
What are you going to give away? Like, if you get Oaklawn, what are you going to give away? You're going to give away like another share of a racehorse, or like indoor plumbing, or what?
I know, right? Maybe like a whole Samsung refrigerator. I don't even know. Like, the possibilities are endless. So Breeders' Cup, like pre-Breeders' Cup, all I want to do is give away a flat screen TV. And I talked my partners into it, and we were so hyped. And then things fell apart with Breeders' Cup a little bit. But I was going to give away a 50-inch TV, because people got to watch from home, and it was something fun to do. So you never know. I don't know, maybe a goat or something. Like,
I got it. I got it. If you win, Dwayne Lucas takes you on a fishing trip and tells you stories about when he was a kid and complains about the government. And that's it. Like, that's the experience. You get a fishing trip with Coach, and he gets to talk about the old days of racing. Maybe
this
catch
feels
some
like
crappie. I don't know.
And then the loser has to go to spin class with Chad Brown.
Yes. Yes.
I don't support that, because
that's Soul Cycle. Has to go to Soul Cycle.
You're going to spin class with Chad Brown.
Guys, I think you've opened up the beginning of a completely new conversation. Unfortunately, I can't be in it. I've got to head out. I've got to go for now. This show has been awesome. Congrats on the launch of Always Be Racing. Get in on Stable Duel. Bree, we'll be in touch. Good stuff. And I'll see you guys at some other point. All right.
Peace.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Give him a pageant wave.
Bree, but while we have you, I just wanted to show you. I've got my prized possession right here.
The belt. So is this challenge happening?
As the reigning, defending, undisputed, and undefeated Clash for Cash champion, never lost one of these. Okay, that's why the belt resides right here. This is my baby.
But so just so that everyone understands the conversation that we had, he was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm playing, people that don't really know racing." So the undisputed,
I beat Dan,
has been playing people that are new to the sport and just pummeling them.
Danny.
Wants to brag about it.
I beat Danny. Okay, listen. Who's holding the gold belt?
So you beat one.
Okay, who's holding it? It's me. It resides right here with me. So
Tampa 2 weeks, right? We're doing it Tampa 2 weeks, right? Sam F. Davis.
I'm a fighting champion. Okay, I'm not a coward. I think you and I are going to be at the same race at the same time. The Sam F. Davis at Tampa Bay Downs. It's not common these days to get two people in the same place at the same time. I'm willing to put it on the line. You want to come 4 races at Tampa, head to head? I'll put this on the line.
Okay. That means that I have to stay on this Florida bender for an extra week, but I will do it to put you in your place and show you who the real boss is.
It's not going to happen. This baby lives right here.
I can't. You know, if I beat you, you understand how much shit is going to be talked in your direction for a very long time.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This stays here. It stays right here.
That'd be so
As Chase said when we started this show, in the words of the immortal Ric Flair, to be the man, you have to beat the man. Woo! Woo!
Well, here comes a woman, and she is going to whoop your ass.
I don't think so. I've seen you handicap. I don't think so.
Yeah, Tampa's not good. Tampa is not like
good to anybody.
I still am like a dog with a tail between my legs. Like I got in the pick 5 today at Golfstream. I'm not gonna lie, but Tampa just beat me up. Beat me up, man.
Tampa beats everyone up. It's a fickle mistress.
Well, we're gonna take a beating, Sam F. Davis Day, but I'm pumped.
One of us is gonna come out ahead. We have to, just by default.
Chase, who do you think's gonna win?
I mean, all right.
Remember, you're going to be with me every Friday.
Blackjack has all the confidence of a man with a championship belt and a Slim Jim endorsement. So, I mean, he's definitely up there on swagger, but I kind of like what you're throwing back at him right now. There's, sometimes people get kind of full of that hubris. We got, wagering Icarus might have flown just a little too close to the sun here,
I'm going to make your life a living hell every Friday.
I mean, iridescent sequence cost you probably two and a half links, just like the man bun. Let's be fair.
You crazy? Are you crazy? Let me tell you something. There are very few people in this world with the confidence to wear such a beautiful, bejeweled attire. Okay?
That's true.
And you were looking at one of them right now. And this isn't even the best outfit I've got.
Bree's got the kind of the silent confidence of just like, no, you're not. You're not gonna do that. None of what you said is gonna happen.
Silent.
Listen, I might strike out, but I don't strike out 3 times, and I struck out twice already on Tampa. So that means Sam F. Davis Day. That's when the homer's being hit.
Listen, guys, the last time I had to make a choice like this between a male and female authority figure, I started getting 2 Christmases. Don't make me make this kind of choice again.
I mean, that's more holidays, so I don't know. You got to make a choice. Come on, Chase. This is the moment that you pick a side.
I love you, buddy.
Literally, like, who has he beat? Nobody. He beat Dan. And by the way, there might be a conflict of interest there. So
because I am stuck with Blackjack for the foreseeable future.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Bree takes it in the end.
You're a dick. You're a dick.
I knew I liked you.
What do you know? You're from Arkansas.
The public school system has surely failed me, but I still stick with my pick. Sometimes you got to bet on yourself and Bree.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Well, I won't let you down.
Before we go, and we really start to hate one another, tell everyone about the stream we're doing tomorrow.
Okay, so we are doing a kickoff stream from 10 a.m. to 11. Blackjack's getting involved. We're also having an ex-NFL player getting involved. And then
Wes Welker.
we're having who? What?
Wes Welker.
Do you want to say it, Blackjack? Should we tease it?
Jeff Schwartz. It's going to be Jeff Schwartz.
Jeff Schwartz, yep. So he's going to get on. We're going to talk bourbon because Angel's Envy is coming on and showing you how to make the most delicious old-fashioned for your day at the races. We're going to start out with cocktails before they show the old-fashioned. So there will be bourbon at 10 a.m., which is pretty, online with every horse racing event that we celebrate. And we're going to talk about just the Pegasus card, have a good time, cheers, and do a toast to kick off the $20,000 Angel Envy Challenge in the Stable to Lab.
It's going to be awesome.
It is. It is.
10 a.m. Eastern. So, I will have rolled right out of bed.
A little early for the West Coasters, but They'll be fine.
I mean, if we're being honest, I forget they're even there. If you're past the mountain time zone, I don't really consider you an American.
What is the mountain time zone? Central?
Wyoming, Colorado.
It's in between Central and Pacific.
What is the mountain time zone? You don't know what the mountain time zone is?
No, there's Eastern, Central, and Pacific, and then everyone else that
there's mountain time as well for the people that live in the mountains.
And you got Arizona time too. They don't do daylight savings time. Yeah.
Wow, this is news.
Yeah, it's weird.
Sorry, guys.
And we're criticizing my Arkansas education.
I was just going to say that the school system has failed me also, sir.
All right, Bree, thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning on the Stable Duel stream, and I will see you February 6th at Tampa Bay Downs with the big gold belt.
Yeah, and then hopefully I won't beat you so bad that day that we're doing football Super Bowl shenanigans the next. I know that guys get a little butthurt when a female whoops them, so if you just want to prepare yourself now, that would be great.
Listen, it's fine.
Some guys are also super into it. It's really just like a either or.
Really, Chase? Really?
You cut low-hanging fruit.
You need to know that should the unthinkable happen and you find some way to cheat and win, which I wouldn't put past you, if you do that, there is a rematch clause in this contract. So.
Oh my gosh, you're already planning to lose. I love this.
No, but I make contingencies. It's like a prenup, Bree.
Oh, okay. All right, you're gonna bring that up. You're gonna bring that up right now. Okay. Did you all know that he's a lawyer?
I could see it.
I am, yeah. I prefer to call myself a raconteur.
I prefer a titan of litigation. He's a titan of litigation.
Bree, what the? I can't say the word. What is this?
Beho is taking that belt. Ooh, shots fired.
Actually,
that would be very
believer. I told this clown that you employ not to poke the bear, okay? Because I would embarrass him. I mean, who else has a Periscope handle? I'm a believer.
So he actually went on Periscope and didn't go on Twitter. That's quite impressive.
Apparently he did.
That's impressive. He knows multiple social media friends.
Don't poke the bear, Brian. You don't want any of this. I like you. You don't want to make an enemy out of a friend.
Beho, did you take that $77 flight that I showed you from Cincinnati?
You said you would take it. When we were at the bar, we texted, and you said you would take it. So I want to know right now, are you coming down here? Because if not, I got nothing to say to you.
Chase that again.
That's that Arkansas internet.
He's like, I'm done. All right. I will leave y'all be. You have given me any. Oh, my goodness.
Buy the ticket, Brian. Submit an invoice.
$77. It's been approved. All you got to do is buy it.
$77. Ooh, boy.
Is Chase coming back?
I don't know. Probably not. Who the hell knows? Oh, wow. Look at this guy. How do you tolerate this sort of insubordination?
From
Angel's Envy? I mean, it is great. I'm gonna have to slow down, otherwise there's not gonna be anything left for the morning.
Yeah, no, you need that for the morning. So I'm gonna do. So they did a gimlet last night. I forget the first word. Oh, the Main Street gimlet last night. That will be my first cocktail. And then Ian from Angel's Envy is going to make the perfect old fashioned, and I'll probably just watch that happen.
Beautiful. I love it.
I know my limit on the bourbon front.
I don't really know my limit. All right. So look at this. He's talking this guy again, talking all sorts of shit.
You're back
just in time to say goodbye. All right, Bree, thank you for coming on. I will. We'll be together tomorrow morning, and I'll see you Sam F. Davis Day, February 6th, here on America's Best Racing for the first Clash for Cash Challenge of 2021. So
I'll be ready.
Chase, see you next Friday, you son of a bitch.
Have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.